Now then, boys, what's going on? This is Yorkie here, and we are back. It is time for the start of season number 6. I'm super excited because I love the transfer window, especially the summer window. And this one hopefully won't be too crazy with the players gone up. But we need to improve this team because, yes, we now have Europa League football. After winning the Europa Conference and still finishing 6th. So we did do it on merits in the league, but we did win the conference. I have to chuck that in there. That is another major trophy for this Blackburn Rovers side. And one of the biggest suggestions was change the kits. I can't. I'm not on PC. I know, it's really sad. I would have loved to have done that, but we can't. Maybe I'll swap to PC next year. I don't know. It's just... we got it on Xbox. Paid a lot of money for it, so I'm going to play it on Xbox. But with the way the modding scene is, potentially we'll swap back to PC next year. Now, there's a mirror there, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. My girlfriend's moving in. It's a mess. Let's get over that. Let's get into season number 6. I think one of the biggest things here is, at the end of last season, we did list 2 players. 2 players that have been at the club for a while. One of them been at the club for a long time. And still actually young, Alex Scott, but... we just don't have the time to put into him anymore. It's not worked out for him, and he's on a really good wage for someone who's not particularly playing that well. So Alex Scott's time at the club is done. I just don't think he suits us, our play style, the way we want to play it. And so Billy Gilmore. I thought Billy Gilmore would fit the play style a lot better because as we've moved on over time, we are much more comfortable on the football. He should be a good passer, but it's just not worked out for him. So these 2 will be leaving in this window. It should raise some funds, but the funds already stand at 107 million. So they should raise, I don't know, at least 50 million between the 2 of them. So we should have a sizable budget. But the thing is, for me, we're going to have to replace those 2, kind of, because we have McKinney Adams. We're strong in the center of the park, but this window, the main part of this window, all it's going to be about is signing a center back, maybe even 2. And I know 2 players I really want. We come up against both of them last season, and both of them were a nightmare to deal with. The first one, Calvin Bassey, one that you guys have recommended a lot. And the second is Per Schurz, both the same age. I mean, Per's moved to Sporting, and he's decent. We like him. He's not the quickest, so I feel like them as a partnership would be perfect. Or Per Schurz next to like a Reggie Cannon, because he's very quick. Now, you might be thinking, what about Bella-Kotchap, Yorkie, though? We signed him last season. Why wouldn't you want to give him more game time? He keeps getting injured, and it's extremely frustrating because when he gets injured, my backups aren't great. We've brought in Jensen Chandler, who for me is a project. He's one for the future and will probably only ever be a rotational player. We have this Polish lad whose name I can't say. He's showing great potential, but I'm going to add him to the transfer. I'm never going to be able to say that. I'm going to add him to the transfer list. And then Bete, again, he's another work in progress, but he probably only will ever be a backup, getting to about the same as Reggie Cannon. Reggie Cannon is turning 29 now. He's getting on a little bit. Now could be the time to reshape the back line, and I just don't know what's going to happen with Bella-Kotchap. He wants a new contract. He's unhappy about not having one. I also mentioned about left midfielders. We've got so bloody many of them. Scott Woods is going to be great, so he's just going to have another year out on loan. And Taylor Mills has come back, and he looks decent. And the problem is for me is Bravo and Bennett, they ain't doing it. But then in the comments, you guys reckon maybe another year, or maybe we just sell one of them. Keep at least one of them. I was kind of leaning to selling both of them. Both are rotation, and both are fairly decent, but they just don't do it on a consistent basis. So I don't know what to do. I need your feedback down below. But now I'm going to leave them alone, but at least one of these 2 guys needs to go. Right, we're going to let go of Andreasen as well, because he's not worked out for him at the club, and he just doesn't suit the style of play. So we are going to transfer list him too. And apart from some of these other youth players that just, I don't know, they haven't worked out. Hagen looks all right, though. It's 79 rated. We need to figure out what we're going to do up top this season. Harold hasn't worked out. He's 21 now, but he's not worked out. So transfer list for him, and Carvajal at 20, expiring contract, he's going to leave too. Maybe Hagen comes back this season and he's 3rd choice, but he does have important squad roles, so I think he'll get upset pretty quickly. And also another big thing we need to do is offer Callum Grant a new contract. Now, at some point, of course, we all know I'm going to have to replace Callum Grant. We all know that. That's just a fact. But right now, Callum Grant is the guy in this team, and he's our starting striker. He's our star striker. Balogun had a good year. We're going to give him an extra year on top of what he's already got. We might have to start looking maybe next season, I think, or maybe even in January for a striker just more Champions League level. Now, I'd love to just kind of pay him the same wage again here, but I have a feeling he's going to be angry. We'll try it. We're going to go for the same wage. Okay, he's okay with it. That's good. I could see that falling apart there. Oh, and Eskil Rudd's time at the club is done. It's time to put him on the transfer list. It didn't work out. He wanted to be the next Morten Gams Pedersen. He's been a flop, so let's move him on. Now, let's not forget, we are still in our pursuit for the next Alan Shearer, and Jay Brown could be that guy, could he? I don't know. We're going to sign him. To this stage, we are clutching at straws, and it's not working out, but someone's got to be the next Alan Shearer. New transfer bids in already, though, for players we need to get rid of. Alex Scott, I would prefer for him to go to somewhere in England, but because career mode is the way career mode is, we can't afford to waste time here in the window this season. I'm going to accept it. He's going to go to Real Sociedad. Kind of huge to get those wages off the books. Also, the Polish lad. I don't know. We're getting 25 million for him, so I can't complain. Now, this is how the youth academy looks at the moment. We probably actually need to send some more scouts out. But Carson Johnson, he's nearly there. We're nearly ready to bring him up. This guy's going to be a beast. Look, 93 to 94 potential. Edwards, we don't know yet. Let's see what happens. And the striker we signed in, Ruben, I mean, it's not working. But we'll see what happens with him. And this is Jay Brown. Jay Brown cannot be the next Alan Shearer, although he's got his shirt tucked in. But Jay Brown cannot be the next Alan Shearer if he's training as a cam. Now, his shooting isn't great, but his pace is good. And the whole point of this is to have a striker. Let's see how long it's going to take if we change him to striker. 4 weeks. And if he improves that shooting and his actual potential overall holds fairly well, this could be a decent striker for the future. And there's going to be a load of transfers like this one for Harold and other youth academy players, or players that are on the fringes that come in, and I'm not going to show you all of them. You know we're going to get rid of them. People are coming in for Harold. He's hopefully gone to Met. The rest of them, I'll just accept. We'll probably go through the transfers anyway at the end of the window. I'm trying to actually do the transfer window this time around in 2 episodes instead of 3 like we normally do. Another player I really want to go back in for is this Laporte guy, because you can already see he's fantastic. Now, I know striker is set, but this would be a signing that we bring in and loan out instantly, and then someone for next season. So I feel like if we do sign anyone up top, this is the perfect deal to do. But now they don't want to sell him because he's too important to the club. We missed the boat last time out, lad. Would have been perfect for us, and with no release clause, there's not really anything we can do with this. I always take a little look at players that are on freebies, just to see who's kind of been released, who we could kind of pick up. And oh my God, Cole Palmer is a free agent. Cam, right wing, centre forward. Very, very good. And I am trying to find an excuse where we don't sign him right now. He's a good dribbler, good finisher, good ball control, not a bad passer. This is the kind of player that is perfect. And on a freebie, I mean, he would be great rotation. Would he take a rotational contract? Let's find out right now. I'm not one to look a gift horse in the face. It needs to be rotation, though. I need him to take rotation. That's what we had in mind. Okay, we're going to bring in Cole Palmer, definitely. 3 months. 3 years, I mean, not 3 months. I'm kind of hoping here he's going to take a pay cut. It doesn't say he will do, but we're going to chance it. See if he'll take a 10 grand pay cut. But I'm going to give him a relatively good signing on fee. Going to cost us less monthly. I wonder if he could play CM. Okay, that's reasonable. Cole Palmer signs on a free. That's going to be our first bit of business of the window. That instantly could solve kind of some of our issues. Cam, right wing, left mid. I mean, this is great for us because he can play right across the park, and we're losing quite a few players. You know what I haven't looked at yet, though, this season is the objectives. What are they going to be? At least 3 players younger than 20 years old with a potential greater of the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. That should work with the youth academy. Again, it'll be quite a high focus year, I think, for the youth academy. So get suggestions of where we should be sending people. At this point, we could send youth academy scouts basically anywhere. So go wild with your suggestion. In games without a defeat this season, easy. Someone crucial first team player assigned to a midfield or forward position. This should be relatively easy as well, although they're not positions we're focusing on. I do kind of want another midfielder, so I think we'll be able to get that one done. We'll just give someone crucial for the sake of it. Europa League, win the final. I actually think that's achievable. The squad that we had was far better than the Conference League, although in the later stages we played some decent sides. I think the Europa League was definitely where our squad should have been, and this season's going to be a good test. But yeah, I think we can reach the final. I think we might even win the Europa League this year. Pushing for top 4 though should be the goal now, and the board agree with that. Finish in the Champions League places. That is the natural progression for us, and hopefully we're going to build a squad that could do that. Okay, so with the sales of Scott and the Polish centre-back and a couple of other fringe players, we're at 150 million in the budget. I want to go and sign our centre-back. I want to go and sign a centre-back at least right now. Although I really like Per Schurz. I really like Per Schurz. We still might sign him. I think the main man is definitely Bassey. He can play left-back too, which is just, I mean, this guy's a beast. Not going to be cheap though, around 54.9. They reckon we can get it done for 43 million now. And I'm a man who likes a bargain, so if we can get this deal done for 43 million, that would be perfect. Basically 44 million. If hopefully this deal will go through, Frank wants Tyler Adams. Really not going to let Tyler Adams go. So we actually are going to end up having to pay a little bit more. See if like 46 million. Frank's got to take that, right? He's not very clever. 46 million. And there we go. The deal gets done. I think 46 million is still a decent fee. And I've happily paid over 50 for Calvin Bassey. And as long as I don't screw up these negotiations, we will have the first major signing, the first paid signing. Can I actually... Oh, no, it's not midfielder. I'm going to go important. He's going to want crucial. That's fine. But I always try and chance important first just because, I don't know, they're a little bit more accepting of stuff if you choose important. I want to tie him down for as long as possible. 5 years. Will you take 5 years, Calvin? Fantastic. Not the youngest either, so he's kind of at his peak of his powers and he's experienced. Of course, he's going to want a pay rise coming here here from Everton because, I mean, we're a side that has European football, and I'm going to accept it. This is not a major fee. In fact, he's getting paid less than what Alex Scott was being paid at the club. Now, I actually don't think we're going to get an A for this. We should do because of how good of a player he is, but I think maybe we get like a C or a B. Okay, we'll take a B. This score rating thing actually means nothing, let's be honest, but for some strange reason, the dopamine I get from getting an A or just seeing the green is important. I think he goes in as the starter of our left-sided centre-backs next to Reggie Cannon. And unfortunately, because of Bella Kotchap's injuries, he's probably going to play rotation to him now. Now, Fulham have come in for Matteson, and I weirdly think I'd be okay with selling him. It's just not worked out as well as I thought it was going to do. I think maybe we keep him for this season, but I'd actually be open to getting an upgrade at left-back and moving Centellas to being the backup. I don't know if it's his height that's let him down, but his stamina definitely lets him down. He runs out of stamina very quickly, which makes him a little bit of a liability as the game goes on. I'm going to reject it to get your guys' feedback, but maybe Matteson could be on the chopping block. I found a really good young central midfielder from Hellas Verona, and the interesting thing here is Burnley are currently in negotiations with him. Now, they want a really high fee, and we're going to pretend that we're in a bidding war here with Burnley. I want him at 20. He looks very good. This guy looks like he's going to be able to control the midfield with a decent amount of defending too. No approach to buy, but we're going to say that Burnley's bid was 45 million. Now, we're going to match that, but we won't enter a war. If he doesn't accept 45 million, we'll walk away from the deal and Burnley can sign him. Let's see then if we can negotiate a deal here cheaper than Burnley. We want to steal him away from them. We are also very much accepting that we have a stance on how much we're willing to pay. They want to add Tyler Adams to the deal. A lot of teams want to do that. I don't want that to happen. Now, we said it, didn't we? We said 45 million is the highest we will go. We're going to offer that 45 million and see if we can bring him in ahead of Burnley. They think it's reasonable. We are going to steal this one away from Burnley, and this guy really does look like he's the real deal. He's going to be a beast of a central midfielder in the future. Honestly, he looks fantastic. As you can already see here, the sprint speed doesn't matter, but he has some, but it's the balance, it's the agility. He's got good stamina. He's not weak on the ball either. He's got some strength, and he can pass a football. Boys, can he pass a football? The ball control is big for me. Long pass 88, short pass 84. Genuinely, this guy suits my style of play perfectly. Now, I think potentially he's going to have to untuck his shirt in the future if he wants to be part of the team. But yeah, I think this guy's going to be a maestro in the midfield and just run the midfield, which is definitely someone we've struggled to have in the past. In fact, we haven't had a player like that. I thought Billy Gilmore might be that. He wasn't. I feel like Mateo here could be that. You know what we could do here? Just because I know I'm going to give him game time, although it wouldn't be realistic, I could give him Crucial. I do still feel like maybe we go in for another central midfielder. But I have to give someone Crucial to fulfill the objective. This is the problem with objectives in FIFA. I'm going to try and give him just rotation. That's what they had in mind. I'd rather keep him happy over the years because he's someone who's just going to get better and better than try and give him Crucial. Now, we're obviously going to give him a bigger wage than what he's been getting. Genuinely, I think this might end up being one of the biggest transfers we make. Oh, no, I want to give him a bonus because this kid is genuinely going to be a beast. So, honestly, this one we might look back at as one of the biggest transfers we make. Of course, he's going to accept that. Big pay rise for Ortiz, and he will be a Blackburn player. A lot of people won't know about this guy. Burnley knew a little bit, but a lot of other teams in the league weren't sniffing at him. I'm telling you now, they will be in a couple of seasons to come. He's going to be just unreal. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The man's going to be a beast. We don't get an A for this one, though. I'm just going to skip it. There's no way we get an A. Tweaks already to make to the squad this season. Definitely probably going to be Bassey there. He's going to be starting with Cannon. Don't think it'll be Lewis. It will be Ethan Laird. Hopefully Lewis continues to improve. Of course, Kubo is back from his injury, but I am starting to think that I might run this at the start of the season. Rayner, Gibbs White, Kubo, obviously behind Callum Grant. I'm happy with the midfield. I'm actually probably going to play Ortiz a lot where Adams is this season when he gets to game time. And Gomez, happy for him to be the backup to McKinney with Ryan Jackson getting some games. Let's not forget about him. Then Bella Kotchap is a great backup centre-back. So I don't think at this moment in time we need pair shirts. There's still plenty of time in the window. We haven't lost any big players yet, so bear that in mind. We do usually lose at least 1 or 2 a season. Now, this shouldn't be too much of a surprise, as Burnley just missed out on a big name that they wanted, but they're coming to us now to try and sign Angel Gomez. It's going to be an absolute no from me, but there we go. 34 million they wanted to pay for Gomez. He's too good. We're going to use him a lot again this season. We're going to need him. We're going to play so many games this year. The sign here, though, is finally some transfer bids coming in for Billy Gilmore. We're going to accept this one from Everton for 21.7 million. I'm happy happy to accept whatever I can get paid for Billy Gilmour. But not so good news is that Weston McKennie has attracted an offer from Manchester United. We do usually let at least one big name go a year. Now, if we did let McKennie go, that means we don't have to let Reina go, but there's no way we do it for 50 million. The American midfielder came in last season and had an unbelievable year for us here at Blackburn, so I am going to be asking for probably about 70 million for McKennie. Now, Ten Hag might just accept this, but there's a huge gap, and I'm happy to keep McKennie. I really enjoy using him, and he's an absolute workhorse. I don't really have to worry too much about stamina when he's in the center of the park. But actually looked how we start our season, and we start our season relatively easily. We're going to take on Fulham, Spurs. We might come up against Billy Gilmour when we take on Everton, because Calvin Bassey will get to play against his old team then. We've definitely weakened Everton, but it's a pretty nice run at the start of the season, and then you see Chelsea and Man United in the first 6 games. Wow, we have a huge transfer bid here then from Norwich for Robert Hagen. I'm starting to think that Robert Hagen should be given an opportunity this year. If Norwich think that he is worth 43.1 million, then he must have been doing something very good on his loans. He's still showing us a very exciting prospect. I think maybe we start to put some time and effort into Robert Hagen. But someone who we won't be putting time into, unfortunately, the man who was supposed to come in and make things happen, it just didn't for him. Eskil Rudd leaves the club after what, nearly 5 seasons here. I think we picked him up very early on in the youth academy. Hasn't worked out for him. He's going to be leaving. Finally, an Andreasen offer, though, and he is going to be heading, I believe, to Valencia. I think this is a good deal for him. It's definitely a good deal for us. We get the wages off the books, and I'm sad it hasn't worked for him. At 20, he probably would have continued to progress, but right now at this stage, we just need players in the club that are actually going to be playing for us. That just wasn't the case at this point for Andreasen. I think he just lacked in pace. If I could have retrained him to play as a central midfielder, he'd probably still be here. But we can head into the first game of the season against Fulham. We are going to have to wave goodbye to Billy Bennett. Negotiate the contract. I'm sure he's being paid a huge fee by Bayern Munich in terms of what we were paying him, and he's going to get Champions League football this season. We probably will face him again. I promise you, we're going to be coming up against Bayern Munich in the coming seasons, and we'll see this man on our screens again. Wonder if we get an A for this deal though, because we really negotiated the price up as high as possible. We do. We get the dopamine hit. We get an A for this sale. It's saying our squad lacks quality right now. Every single time we go on that screen, that is making me panic, and I don't want to start panic buying, but if we lose this game against Fulham, I might just do that. You'll see Fulham's team has improved a lot. They've now got Sven Botman, Paulina, Dahoud, Kudos is going to be playing in behind Kulamundo. That's ridiculous. And as for us, it's as full strength as we can get. Of course, Callum Grant, he's got up. He's gone to 81. Can you believe it? Gibbs White behind him, Gio on the left, Kubo on the right, Adams McKennie, of course, in the midfield. The biggest change this season is going to be that Calvin Bassey being that starting left-sided centre-back. Every team in the world wants to kick off their season with a victory. Of course, we are not different, but this Fulham side, man, they've built a good squad. They're going to be hard to beat here at Craven Cottage. Kubo's fitness could be important this year. Gibbs White doing that, though, is important. And Callum Grant should have scored. I wasn't quick enough to react to the second ball. It should have been 1-0 already. Tomiyasu playing for Fulham. I don't actually know where he's gone, because he seems to have disappeared at Arsenal, but I'm a fan of Tomiyasu. Owen, after a good bit of pressing, we can get that one into Kulamundo, who is the danger man. But of course, the new boy, Calvin Bassey, standing strong. We love that from Bassey. Bassey is going to be so good this year. All time for some Fulham pressure. Kudos linking up well with Kulamundo. I said those two are going to be a problem. They are going to be, but luckily for me, we have a problem for them in the net. It's Matt Turner. Great ball out wide to Doan. Oh, that's lovely from Reggie Cannon to get that clear. I haven't really got Gio Reyna involved in this game of football yet, which is a bit worrying. Kubo will play that one into Laird. Look at how quick Laird is, and Gibbs White tries to loft it over to Callum Grant. This is beautiful football. Callum Grant. Oh, where's the look gone for Callum Grant? Well, that's the first half. We definitely should have scored in. Callum Grant rattling the post. He's had the best opportunities in this one. I'm sure if they keep landing to him, eventually one's going to hit the back of the net. That man's been very quiet. Gio Reyna not really existed in this game so far. Reggie Cannon has been done in by Kulamundo, and there we go. Just like that, our pure dominance of this football game is going to lead to Fulham taking the lead. It's going to get worse for Blackburn Rovers, as well as Gibbs White picks up an injury, so Cole Palmer is going to get his first opportunity in a Blackburn shirt. We need 2 goals back. He's going to try and play it inside to Kubo. Kubo! Oh my god, is that a penalty? That's definitely a penalty. Only a yellow card. Maybe could have been a red for Sven Botman. I thought we was clear through, but we'll take a penalty. All I have to do here is not screw this up, and then it'll be 1-1. Callum Grant, obviously, he's had bags of opportunities so far in this game and not taken them. I don't want to talk about it. I hit it on green. There's definitely a delay with someone who's got the rail quick penalty. I hit that on green. Definitely hit that on green. Oh my God, Calvin Bassey's gone down injured. This game he's going from worse to worse. Kubo finds McKinney. I'm just going to wind up a shot at this point because nothing is going my way. This is a handball in a good position. Need to see Bassey. You can't believe it. He's injured. Didn't put a centre-back on the bench either. So Tyler Adams is going to play centre-back and Ortiz will come on in that position. Now this will not go to Callum Grant, who has already proven not very clinical in front of goal today. This, in fact, will go to... It won't go to Gibbs White because I don't have him. Never mind. This will go to Callum Grant. Right, I'm going to pray to the gods that we can get back into this here. We need a goal, to be honest with you. Can I make it over the wall? I can. Oh, it's hit. Callum Grant has hit all kinds of woodwork and then Daly scores a screamer. It's just not my day. Oh, Fulham would be odds on to score here, really. Kudos. Oh, can't believe it. Dominated. We've had so many shots. I think that's Fulham's second or third shot. They're going to make it 2-0. Ended up with Gibbs White injured and Bassey injured. This is the worst start to a season possible. I haven't played FIFA in a few days because I've had so much going on, but this has been a good performance. We've had so many chances. We have had 9 shots to their 4. Their XG is 0.7 and they have 2 goals and we're going to lose on opening day. I'm out here at the start of the episode talking about Champions League football. Wow, that's not going to happen if we play like that. We'll have 5 days for Gibbs White. That's good. That's good. And 5 days. Both 5 days. We take those. Oh, my God. So, we knew a big bid at some point was going to come in for Gio Reyna. We all knew that, lads. We knew this was going to happen. We knew a big bid would come in. Manchester City, and they're offering us Rodrigo Riquelme in replace. Now, I don't know anything about Riquelme. I know he's on a ridiculous wage, but he is 84. He's 27, so he's not ideal for me. Oh my God, he is quick. He will fly down the pitch. He's good. Let's put it this way. We can see from that. He's good. Now, Gio does have a contract for the next free season. And although this is a great bid, an opening bid for Man City, I'm walking away from this one. I'm rejecting it. Now, of course, we can't end on what we just ended on, so welcome to opening game of the season against Tottenham, lads. Pick the side to take on Tottenham in the opening game of the season, because there hasn't been a game before this. Now, this Tottenham team is ridiculous, though. I've just taken a look at it. Oh, it's disgusting. Do I drop Grant just because of how badly? I've got to have faith that if those chances fall to him again, he scores them. I'm just going to juice this bench up, and that's going to be our 11. I'll have a centre-back on the bench this time, though. Not make the same mistake twice. Our record against Tottenham is absolutely awful as well with this Blackburn side. So, who knows what's going to happen in this one. Here he is scarily quick. And also an extremely good finisher of the football. Ethan Laird is also very quick, though. My back line is fast, so that should help me. This would be a huge scalp at the start of the season if I could just get anything to go here because of my past results against them. It would be unbelievable if I could just work anything out here. Callum Grant now to be played in. He's going to have to play that back to Gibbs White. Oh, my God. What a save from Casteels. It's really hard to break this 5 at the back down. I play so deep and control it, man. I hate playing against Tottenham on FIFA. Like, I've enjoyed managing them. Playing against them is just pain. Then Guri has just turned Bassey as if he didn't even exist and then blazed it miles wide. Like, literally unreal play from Guri, but then terrible shot. I breathe a sigh of relief because it was Cannon getting done in the last game. Oh, Kubo had to cut that out. And then Guri goes clean in. And Turner, big saves. Oh, my God. What are we doing? Reggie Cannon, they hit the bar and then he clears it. Reggie Cannon, please. Can you sort it out or else I'm going in for pair shares. Going into Grant. We waited for that ball over to Kubo. Kubo now is the chance. Oh, my God. He took so long on the ball. Just hit it, Kubo. Might be one of the most rage-filled episodes we've had with Blackburn so far. Because at the start of this season, I'm just expecting so much from the team. And then, I mean, I don't know. We're holding Tottenham, which in the past we have struggled with. But, I just thought we'd do better than this. Gibbs White makes space. Oh, good save. Also going to see the entrance of Florian Balogun for the first time this season. And Callum Grant is not playing well. So Balogun is coming on. Balogun to Palmer. And then back to Balogun. Good position for... Oh, my God. Imagine he scores that first touch. So close, man. So close, Balogun. Timo Werner going clear through. I don't like this. Timo Werner well in Calvin Bassey. That is beautiful. Timo Werner gets that across. Guri has managed to run off his injury. Bassey on Guri. And again, doing something brilliant. And again, he wins the ball back. And that saves us the point. Once again, when you play against Tottenham, it is boring, man. They play horrendous football in it. I pray for you Tottenham fans that in real life you get a much better brand of football than this, because that was awful. We had a couple of chances, nothing great. We always struggle to break those kind of teams down. Maybe you should have changed formation up for it, but it's not been a good start to the season. We'll just take our point and we will move on. To be fair, it wouldn't be a Yorkiemann series if we started off the season playing good football. It's not what I do. And we start the season with 1 point. Just outside the relegation zone. It's going to be fine, lads. It's going to be fine. But there is more transfers to do. And this means there is more opportunity for you guys to get your advice. Because I still do feel like we might need a couple more players. And I don't know. Am I jumping the gun on Kyle Grant? Do we give him the chance this season? Do we sign a new striker? If another massive bid comes in for Gio Reyna, do we sell him? These are all questions that I'm going to let you guys answer. There is no way I'm doing that. But thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you, boys. If you're new to the channel, please smash subscribe. Hit the like button. I'll see you for the next one.